Hey, when we're recovering from surgery, we want to do everything we can to optimize our body, right? So that we can restore and restock and support our body in every way. And so the lifestyle factors that we implement when we're recovering from surgery are a big deal, and they influence us significantly. So for example, one thing we know, the top thing we can do to improve our surgical recovery is to let go of smoking. Smoking increases risk of complications with wounds by 700%. So that's a big deal. But another big deal is our diet, and sometimes we don't take that into consideration. And so today I just want to talk about some tips to improve your surgical recovery so you can come out better and stronger than you were before. So the first thing is to let go of sugar, right? Another addiction. In general, the average American consumes at least 17 teaspoons of sugar a day or more. So, when I say 17 teaspoons, we don't think that it's much, but it looks like this, right? So it's about 2 ounces worth, the fluid ounces of sugar that in general we consume every day. So the average American, the suggestion is to consume 6 teaspoons or less if you're a woman, and 9 teaspoons or less if you're a man. So we are way above that. And there are multiple reasons why we want to look at our sugar intake. So number one is that it messes with our mineral balance. So research shows that for those of us who consume more sugar, we have lower calcium stores because we seem to excrete more calcium through our urine. Another way that it messes with mineral balance is with phosphorus. We see greater phosphorus losses when we have higher fructose intake. Another reason that it messes with our mineral balance is we see that sugar consumption is linked to increased cortisol production. And we know that cortisol is that stress hormone. It promotes abdominal fat, fat around the belly. It promotes muscle breakdown. And we can see increased risk of osteoporosis with higher cortisol production, higher sugar intake, despite having adequate calcium intake. So really, looking at that sugar is key. We also know that it impairs the immune system, and we need our immune capacity as high as possible when going through surgical recovery. So some things to avoid: foods that have hidden sugars, things you wouldn't think of, spaghetti sauces, condiments, salad dressings, flavored yogurts, you guys, are equivalent to eating regular ice cream in their sugar content. Looking at marketing claims, you'll see the whole grain food stamp or all natural, organic, and you would think that those foods would be healthy, but oftentimes they have higher sugar content than other brands. So just don't trust any kind of marketing claim or food stamp picture that's on the outside of that product. Read the food label. So a good goal is to look at total grams of carbohydrate, choose something that has less than 15 grams of total carbs and more than 5 grams of sugar. So the lower the carb means you're going to get lower sugars, the more fiber, the better for the body. And then you want to look at foods and avoid them if they have high sugar content. So we know these foods would be your ice cream, cookies, cake, soda. You really, if you're recovering from surgery, you want to drop all the soda out of the diet. I know that change can be hard, but you can do it. And then fruit juice. We often think that fruit juice is okay because it comes from a fruit, but I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, it's all just sugar. And so foods that you want to focus on are animal proteins are going to have the best absorption rate for your body, and you want to get lots of great healthy protein when you're recovering. Another thing are your vegetables, and you want to get as many different colored veggies as possible. You could grate some raw beets into your salad, some raw carrots in there for some color, purple cabbage, dark green kale, as many colors as you can find for your vegetable intake. Healthy proteins, like we talked about it, from animal protein, fattier cuts are fine for a lot of people. Eat some eggs, and make sure that if you eat the egg, eat the yolk, because the yolk is the most nutrient dense part of that egg. So you want to get that in there. Fish is great. We want to increase your omega-3s. That's going to help with bone health significantly. So getting your fish, fatty fish in there like salmon or halibut or any kind of white fish is great. And then we want to make sure that if you're eating fruits, you're focusing on those that are lower sugar. So letting go of those tropical fruits. And by that I mean the mango and pineapple and banana, the grapes. Those are going to be really high in sugar content. So instead, trade those out for berries, which are lower sugar, higher fiber, lots of antioxidants to help you with your healing. So that means your berries, strawberries, raspberries, all of those guys. And they're coming out in season right now, so it's perfect timing for that. And then for beverages, letting go of soda, letting go of fruit juice, and really focusing just on plain water or sparkling water if you like it. Now there's every flavor. Just make sure that it's not sweetened, maybe an unsweetened iced or hot green tea, and then an almond milk or coconut milk. Those are fortified in calcium and less sugar than regular cow's milk. So in general, last thing is healthy fats. You want to make sure that when you're decreasing your sugar and your carb content in your diet, you replace those calories with healthy fats. And so by healthy fats, I mean avocado oil, which is great to bake with. First, cold pressed extra virgin olive oil is great to cook at lower temperatures and to cover your salads and veggies and fats with. And then, butter is also a great choice, and I love butter. I love heavy cream. I think it's my favorite food. You could stick some of that in your coffee in the morning. Anyway, that's just some basic tips that I hope that you find are helpful. And I know that change is overwhelming, but you can make change if you want to. The ticket is that your desire to change has to significantly outweigh the desire to stay the same, and then you can do it. And small, simple steps. So I know overhauling the diet can be overwhelming, but just take one of these things that I've mentioned and incorporate that and leave it like that for a few days, and then take the next thing and layer it on. And before you know it, man, you're going to be totally self-sufficient, understanding what works for your body and supporting your optimal health and your recovery. Thanks.